In the 20th century, one name was synonymous with memory itself: Kodak, a titan built on capturing life's most precious moments. They didn't just sell film, they sold nostalgia in a box. The Kodak Moment was a cultural touchstone for generations. But what if I told you that the key to their destruction was a secret they held in their own hands for decades? This is the story of the Kodak Paradox, how a giant was haunted and ultimately killed by its own brilliant invention. For nearly a century, Kodak's dominance was absolute. They controlled over 90% of the film market in the United States. Their business model was a masterstroke: sell cheap cameras to get everyone hooked, then profit immensely from the film and printing. George Eastman's vision was simple: you press the button, we do the rest. It was a promise of simplicity and quality. Their chemical engineering was legendary. The science behind creating vibrant, lasting colors was their fortress, their unbreakable moat. Kodak wasn't just a company, it was an institution, an empire seemingly too powerful to ever fall. The year is 1975. Inside a Kodak research lab, a young engineer named Steve Sasson achieves the impossible. He creates the world's first digital camera. It was the size of a toaster and took 23 seconds to capture one image. The image was a grainy, black and white photo displayed on a television screen. It was technological magic. Excited, Sasson presented his filmless photography invention to the Kodak executives. Their reaction? Not excitement, but fear. One executive reportedly said, "That's cute, but don't tell anyone about it." They saw the truth immediately. This technology could one day destroy their most profitable business film. So, Kodak made a fateful decision. They chose to hide the future away, burying their own revolution in a drawer. For the next 2 decades, Kodak dominated, but the digital secret they buried began to sprout elsewhere. Competitors like Sony launched their first digital cameras in the late 1980s. They were expensive, low quality, but they were a start. Kodak wasn't idle. They invested billions in digital research. But their strategy was flawed. They were trying to fit the digital peg into an analog hole. Their main goal was to use digital cameras to encourage people to print more photos on Kodak paper. They saw digital as a companion to film, not a replacement. A fatal miscalculation. As digital quality improved and prices dropped in the late 90s and early 2000s, the film business began to bleed. The Kodak Moment was being replaced by something new: instant, shareable, and free. The very revolution they had started in a lab was now at their gates, ready to tear the empire down. So why did Kodak fail? The answer lies in one powerful, paralyzing force: fear of self-cannibalization. Their film division was a cash cow, generating massive profits and bonuses for executives. Any move that threatened film sales was seen as an internal enemy. Innovation was stifled by the very success it sought to replace. Second was organizational inertia. Kodak was a chemical company, not a software company. Their culture, their talent, their entire infrastructure was built around paper and chemicals. Pixels were a foreign language. They completely missed the social ecosystem. They saw digital as a way to print, while others saw it as a way to share. In 2001, they acquired a photo-sharing site called Photo, but instead of pioneering online sharing, they used it to try and sell more prints. A few years later, Facebook and Instagram would build empires on the very idea Kodak owned and misunderstood. The end came swiftly. The rise of the smartphone camera was the final nail in the coffin. In 2012, the giant that had defined the 20th century filed for bankruptcy. An empire dissolved into memory. The Kodak Paradox is more than a business story, it's a timeless warning. It teaches us that success can breed complacency, that the greatest threat to your future might be your current success. And most importantly, it proves that you must be willing to disrupt yourself, or the world will do it for you. Don't just capture the moment, have the courage to build the future, even if it means letting go of the past. To be fair, Kodak didn't just sit still in the early 2000s. They launched their EasyShare line of digital cameras. But even here, their film-based thinking was evident. The Camera Star feature was a dock, a physical station to easily print photos. They were building a bridge back to the old world of paper, while the rest of the world was building a superhighway to the new world of screens. They had the technology, the brand recognition, and the market access, but their entire strategy was defensive, not offensive. Every digital product was a tool designed to protect the film kingdom, not to conquer a new one. This hesitation was their undoing. They saw the pieces of the digital puzzle, but could never bring themselves to assemble the full picture, terrified of what it would reveal. To truly understand Kodak's failure, we must look at their arch-rival, a company that stared into the same abyss, Fujifilm. Fujifilm's film business was also collapsing. They faced the exact same existential threat, but their response was radically different. Instead of trying to save their old business, they diversified. They mined their own company for hidden strengths. They realized their expertise in chemicals used to prevent photo fading was perfect for high-end cosmetics to protect skin. Their knowledge of film coatings was applied to create optical films for LCD screens, which now power your phone and TV. Fujifilm survived because they were willing to transform. They understood they weren't a film company, but a high-tech chemical company. And so, the story of Kodak is not about a company that was blind to the future. It is the far greater tragedy of a company that saw the future, invented it, and then lacked the courage to embrace it. Their legacy became a liability. Their own success became a beautiful, golden cage from which they could not escape. The giants of today, in tech, in auto, in any industry, could be the ghosts of tomorrow if they fail to learn from this paradox. What are your thoughts on Kodak's historic fall? Is there another company's story you'd like us to decode? Let us know below. If you found this analysis valuable, help our channel grow by hitting that like button. It truly makes a difference. And for more deep dives into the rise and fall of the world's biggest brands, be sure to subscribe to Decoding the Giants.